need help.
The rain fell in
got
relentless
you.
sheets that day. Gray clouds suffocating the sun
Someone
as
call for
mourners huddled
assistance.
under umbrellas outside
now,
the
I've
old
got you.
church.
Oh, thank
Daniel
you.
Carter's chest tightened
Nearly
with a
slipped.
heaviness that went
Are you
beyond
all right?
grief. It was the
look
weight
pale.
of a world that had never been kind to him. He stood near the back, holding his 6-year-old daughter, Lily, by the hand, her small fingers cold and trembling against his. The funeral was for a man Daniel had barely known, a distant uncle whose death brought together people he didn't expect to see, and yet it was the ordinary chaos of life, the ebb of strangers and family alike, that set the stage for a moment he would never forget. And then, like a cruel trick of fate, a pregnant woman staggered near the pews. Her face drained of color, she swayed dangerously as if gravity itself had abandoned her. Daniel's instincts overrode his hesitation. Without thinking, he dropped everything, his umbrella, his daughter's coat, and caught her before she could hit the cold, wet stone floor. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and small acts that change lives, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Silent Hope. Your support spreads stories that touch hearts and inspire hope. The woman's breath came in shallow, ragged gasps as Daniel held her upright. Around them, the crowd barely stirred. Some murmured, but no one moved to help. Their eyes flicked away, uncomfortable with the disruption to their ritual of mourning. Daniel could feel the weight of her body, and for a moment, panic seized him. She was pregnant, her belly round and delicate, yet she felt light and fragile in his arms, like she could shatter at any second. He could sense the life growing inside her, a small heartbeat against the chaos of the world, and a protective instinct surged through him stronger than anything he had felt before. His mind raced. What if she fell? What if she lost the baby? And yet, in the middle of strangers who turned their backs, he realized he had a choice to act or remain paralyzed by the indifference surrounding him. As he helped her to a nearby bench, her hands trembled as they clutched his arm, fear and relief battling in her eyes. He could see the flush returning to her cheeks, the faint glimmer of tears that had escaped unnoticed. Around them, life went on. The priest continued the eulogy. Distant conversations murmured under umbrellas, but Daniel's world narrowed to the small, fragile human being in front of him. He had been a single dad for 6 years, navigating life with a daughter who depended on him entirely. That experience had taught him patience, courage, and the unflinching ability to act when no one else would. And now, the universe had placed another life into his hands, a life he didn't even know yet. The connection he felt in that moment transcended explanation. It was instinct, compassion, and something much deeper. After a few minutes, the woman's breathing steadied. She was grateful, her voice soft and trembling as she expressed thanks, though the words barely carried above the wind and the rain. Daniel nodded, feeling an unfamiliar warmth in his chest, a kind of satisfaction that had nothing to do with recognition. He simply helped because it was right. Yet, as he turned back toward his daughter, he noticed something strange. A small envelope had fallen from the woman's bag, landing near his feet. He picked it up instinctively, intending to return it, but when he opened it, he found not just ordinary papers, but a note with her name, address, and a message that would unknowingly connect their lives forever. The woman's name was Claire Bennett, and she had been carrying more than a child. She'd been carrying worries, debts, and a family she was struggling to protect. The envelope contained documents revealing she was on the verge of losing her home, facing financial ruin, and grappling with the overwhelming uncertainty of bringing a child into the world alone. Daniel's heart ached as he read her words. He understood struggle. He had lived struggle every single day since his wife's death had left him to raise Lily alone. He knew the suffocating anxiety, the nights spent crying quietly, and the endless responsibilities that felt impossible to meet. He also understood the transformative power of a helping hand. Without hesitation, he acted. Over the next days, Daniel sought Claire out, returning the envelope and offering help in ways that went far beyond mere kindness. He contacted agencies, found support networks, and slowly, almost imperceptibly, began to stabilize her world. Claire had never expected anyone to care, certainly not a stranger she met under such stressful circumstances. Yet Daniel's sincerity, his calm confidence, and the gentle way he carried himself broke through her walls. She had lived in fear and isolation, but his presence reminded her that not all people would turn away, that trust could be rebuilt, and that help could arrive in the most unexpected forms. It wasn't easy. Daniel balanced this new responsibility alongside raising Lily, maintaining his work as a graphic designer, and grappling with his own grief and exhaustion. Many nights he lay awake, wondering if he was overstepping, if he had misjudged Claire, or if he could even make a meaningful difference. But when he saw the relief in her eyes, when she finally allowed herself a small smile, he knew he was exactly where he needed to be. Sometimes life demanded sacrifice, patience, and courage all at once, and Daniel discovered he had more reserves of those qualities than he had ever imagined. Meanwhile, Lily grew attached to Claire in the most innocent, tender way. The child's laughter filled the small apartment Daniel rented for them, echoing like sunlight in the corners of a life that had grown dark and isolated. Lily's curiosity about the baby Claire was expecting brought them closer, and Daniel realized that helping Claire wasn't just an act of kindness, it was shaping the future of the people he loved most. Each smile, each small moment of connection, each tear of relief shared, cemented a bond he hadn't anticipated, a bond that transformed loneliness into family. One evening, weeks after that fateful day, Daniel and Claire sat across from each other in the quiet of his living room. Rain tapped gently against the window, soft and steady, like a rhythm in their new routine. Claire's hand rested on her growing belly, and Daniel felt the weight of life and responsibility in a way that was beautiful, terrifying, and sacred all at once. He thought back to the funeral, to the moment he acted when no one else did, and realized that sometimes a single act, small, unnoticed, almost invisible, could change not just one life, but an entire chain of events. The child growing inside Claire's womb was now intertwined with his daughter's future, with his own heart, and with the lessons he had learned about courage, compassion, and the power of human connection. Months passed. Claire's health improved, the apartment was secured, and she found hope she hadn't dared to imagine. Daniel continued to support her, never in a way that demanded gratitude or acknowledgement, but in quiet, steady acts that spoke louder than words ever could. Lily played in the background, laughing as if she had always known that life could be joyful again. And slowly, a subtle bond formed between Daniel and Claire, not a rush toward romance, but a deeper, more profound understanding. They had both been scarred, both had lost pieces of themselves, yet they were discovering that healing could begin in the most ordinary, unexpected ways. When Claire finally gave birth to a healthy baby girl, Daniel was there. He held the tiny, fragile life in his hands and felt a surge of emotion that brought tears to his eyes. In that moment, the weight of the world lifted just slightly. This child, saved indirectly by a simple act of kindness, was a living testament to the ripple effect of compassion. Daniel held his daughter, Lily, close beside him as she met her new little sister. The room was quiet, except for the newborn's soft cries, the warmth of life and family mingling in a way that felt almost sacred. It was a quiet miracle born not from fortune or luck, but from the courage to act when no one else would. Through it all, Daniel learned a powerful truth. Life doesn't always reward grand gestures or public heroism. Sometimes life rewards those who step forward when the world looks away, who offer support without expectation, and who recognize that even a small act of kindness can shape the future in unimaginable ways. That fateful day at the funeral, when he caught a woman who had almost fallen, became the catalyst for a new family, a renewed sense of purpose, and a transformation of his own heart. And while life continued with its inevitable challenges, work deadlines, sleepless nights, toddler tantrums, and the anxiety of parenthood, Daniel approached each day with gratitude, understanding that every moment carried the potential for change, for connection, and for hope. He watched his daughters grow, playing together, laughing, and learning from each other. He saw Claire blossom into a mother and friend who trusted him without question, a woman who had once been on the brink of despair but was now radiant with life. And he understood, finally, that heroism was not about accolades or recognition. It was about showing up when it mattered most, even if no one noticed. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to Silent Hope. Your support helps stories like this reach others who need hope, inspiration, and a reminder of the power of kindness.